Hello friends, welcome to the farm.
It's early April, it means it's time to get the garden ready for summer. Okay, weather in Pennsylvania. On Saturday we had our Easter egg hunt with the kids and it was 80 degrees, beautiful. Today it's like 45 and windy, but we have got to get working in this garden. We have so much stuff to do to get ready for planting. Number one, Donnie has to put a bunch of soil into that raised beds we built last year, the really big ones. So we're going to put a bunch of raised soil in, then put compost on the top. I also have to put some compost in my broccoli row. We have to put down some cardboard and mulch to get some of the fruit bush areas in shape. And then I hope to get all the beds ready to plant the brassicas, the broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts. I can't plant it because tonight it's going to be 27. That's a little too cold for brassicas. So I'll get it all ready, and then after the cold snap, everything's going to go in the ground. So a lot of prep work today.
Hey, the fruit trees are looking great though.
Yeah, the nectarines were blooming last week. Not today. The apricots were blooming last week. Now the nectarines are blooming. It's gorgeous.
All right, I loaded the raised bed with the topsoil, but I'm not done, am I yet?
No, you still got to put compost on the top.
Okay.
I'm
well,
a slave driver.
We'll finish that up and then it should be good to go after that.
Yeah, and if you look behind you, I had to put some fleece on the beds. I have stock in there.
Yeah.
And 27 degrees makes me a little too nervous. It's cold hardy, but I don't think it's that cold hardy.
With this much wind, you might have to put some more rocks down.
I know, it might blow away.
Yeah.
Everything
All
blows
right,
away.
well, time to load up here.
Okay.
I don't know, that might be too much. No? All right.
One wheelbarrow per bed, I think. So it's only seven wheelbarrow loads.
Poof, it's all full. Isn't that nice?
Yeah,
Magic.
Magic. Big, strong spreader. Okay, that's much better. Now it's ready for carrots, beets, and maybe onions. And I'm not sure what else is going in here.
It looks nice.
It's beautiful. But we're getting low on compost.
Yeah, but we're
lot.
lucky we had some because we didn't have cows last year.
I know. Our compost pile noticed that. All right, what's next?
What, pick up sticks?
We'll pick the sticks up in the orchard.
Well, the grandchildren came out here and did a big favor for me. They picked up all of the branches except for this pile here, loaded it, and they took it to the woods. I think they're going to make a fence or do something creative with it, but these are going to go to the burn pile here. All right, some of the fruit trees are blossoming. This is a peach. It's an earlier peach. The rest of the trees haven't blossomed yet. But what concerns me is we had an 80 and a 75-degree day. Bam, they open up. And now it's not, it's like 45 degrees, and the bees don't fly at 45 degrees. So I'm hopeful they won't be damaged in a frost, and also that we get a couple warm days here to get the bees out and do their business. So
now we're lucky, most of the peaches are not opened yet.
yeah.
But that one is,
the
and this guy is really close to opening up.
Yeah. And the nectarines look really nice. They're open.
Yeah, they're the
And
scariest.
the pears will be open in a couple days. All right, what are you up to now? I'm curious.
Well, one of the earlier videos you were on my case about this messy tunnel, all this cardboard. Well, now we've been collecting it all winter because that's what we use in our pathways. We put cardboard down, then put wood chips. Now that it's early spring, time to get the garden ready, it's time to redo some pathways. So it's time to haul a bunch of cardboard to the garden, put it down, load wood chips on top of it. So
we can't file an insurance claim for like a tornado loss
no,
here?
no, this is a Brenda tornado.
Okay.
So now we're going to put it in place though. Some of
All
it.
right.
It'll take a while.
All right.
But while Muscle Man was hauling topsoil, he went ahead and put a bunch of topsoil in here. This is where we pulled the elderberries out, that we have too many elderberries. And I'm going to be putting honeyberries in here. So he has the soil in, and as soon as it gets warm again, like in 2 days, this is going to be filled with honeyberries. So that's exciting. And we got a lot of cardboard down and a lot of mulch. Still some to do, but we got a lot done. But I think we're out of energy for the day.
So you have cardboard under all that mulch now?
Yes. See, these are all fruit trees. I don't need soil between the trees. I just need wood chips to keep the weeds down.
Remind me again what the bushes are?
There's honeyberry on that end, honeyberry on this end, and 4 jostaberries in the middle. And then I'm starting jostaberries in that row too. So this whole area is going to be brambles, you know?
Okay. I like
and
it.
elderberries.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm excited. But more tomorrow, more work. Well, this morning we got my early spring setup going here, and that is just this wagon. We went out and drug the wagon in from the field, and I use it all spring long. Daytime, I pull it out in the sun. Nighttime, if it's cold, it goes back in. Now, most of this stuff is what I'm going to be planting as soon as it warms up. The broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower. I have some lupine, some alyssum, snapdragons, onions. So this stuff will actually be going in the ground, and I'll be bringing out the rest of the stuff to start hardening it off. So I can just have it out for a couple hours, push it in. Next day, pull it out for more hours. So this is a great way to transplant, to change my plants from in the grow room to being out in the sun and everything, and then...
So that's better than being in the grow room itself?
Oh yeah.
It's got longer hours of sun.
But you have to harden them off. You have to get them used to the real sun, the wind, everything. So it gets them used to the outside atmosphere.
Okay.
But you start off with like 2 hours the one day, I do 4 hours the next day, 6 hours the next. You build up. And then eventually they're out all day, in there all night, out here in the day, and eventually then in the ground in the garden or the tunnel. So after I get this all cleared off, I'll probably be putting the tomatoes and a bunch of other spring flowers on here.
Awesome.
So it just goes in
So
phases.
this is just a part of what you have, isn't it?
Yeah, this is just early spring cold tolerant crops. And they're all going to be going in.
All right. My question for you is your tomatoes are busting at the seams in there.
Yeah, that's why they're too tall for the lights now. They got to go on here.
Okay.
And they only be out here for probably about 3 or 4 weeks, and they can actually go into the tunnel. So they won't be out here all that long.
All right.
But I'll get them used to the climate, and they'll go to the tunnel.
Okay, we're continuing on with our garden and high tunnel prep for the spring. And You know, perhaps a legitimate criticism of homesteading channels is that they show all the fun stuff and maybe they romanticize all of the farm work and the work on the homestead. Well, in this video and some others, we're going to show you a lot of routine tasks. Like this one here today. This is our 100-foot high tunnel, and it has a web of ropes on the side that keeps the roll-up from blowing out with the wind. Well, this is 6 years old now, and we discovered this spring that some of the ropes broke. So I went to the supply place and bought 500 feet of replacement rope, and now we have to pull off the old rope, and there's clips on here that if you follow it, it kind of make a zigzag the whole way through, and that rope keeps this from flapping in the wind. But nevertheless, what I have to do is remove all of the rope. Well, that wouldn't be a problem, except that some of these clips over the winter blew down, so now we got to root around in. So anyway, not an exciting task, but we're going to show you what we do to replace it.
Well, we got the first side done, but there are two sides to the tunnel. So we had to do the second side too.
All right, we have all of the new rope in place, and here's the old stuff. So I might be tempted to use it for something else, but it might be foolish because it'll break.
It's starting to disintegrate.
Yeah, so I guess it's going in the can. So, hey, where else are you going to go on YouTube and see somebody restringing the rope on their high tunnel, huh?
That's exciting stuff. Well, we did a lot of wheelbarrowing, and Donnie likes it if he can do it an easier way. And the last 2 rows of mulch are close enough to the main pathway in the garden that he could pull the tractor in and dump it where I needed it. Now, he did mess up the whole thing. We've had a lot of rain, so this is a little bit mushy. So it was a mess, but he was very nice. When we were done hauling mulch, he flattened it out for me. Otherwise, when I come through here in my golf cart, it's a mess. So now I have a nice flat pathway to drive.
Yeah, that's called back dragging.
Isn't he sweet? We got a lot of mulching done. Now I'm going to start getting the things ready to plant. I'm going to dig the holes, maybe even have the compost on standby, ready to plant broccoli, cauliflower, all that stuff. Actually, probably in a day or two as soon as it warms up. And everybody kept telling me I needed to have augers to plant. So I'm going to give them a try this year. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's some power. Let's scoop some of the dirt out. Yeah, what I'll do when I go to plant them, I'm going to put a little bit of compost in the bottom, plant the broccoli, and then I will put unfinished compost all around the edge, so it'll drop fertilizer all summer long. And I've done that every year, and it's worked beautifully. It was from Chelsea, and Little Mountain Ranch suggested that, and it works. I'll get the broccoli holes all drilled and the other holes, and then I need to measure out my honeyberry row and get those holes ready to plant my honeyberries. That's extremely exciting.
You won't be able to use that for the honeyberries.
No, I'll use a shovel because they're in pretty big pots.
Yeah.
So I'll need a big hole. And I want to put compost in the hole, around the bush. Yeah, I'll be babying those guys. But we had a freeze last night, like 27 degrees. The established honeyberries show no damage whatsoever. The blossoms are still there, the leaves aren't curled. They must really be cold hardy. I didn't know if they would make it through the cold, but they did. Not a problem. The Josta berries, they're tough. But I didn't know that honeyberries were that tough. So I think we escaped pretty well with that freeze. It looks like the nectarine blossoms are still on. And if it warms up enough today, the bees might come out and get them. So, okay, let me get some holes dug. Well, I got two exciting things to share with you before we end this video. This is one of them. This is my willow. Remember, I just started willow last year, taking cuttings off of some big plants I had. Look at them. This row did wonderfully. That row over there wasn't as healthy. So I'm gonna have to replant some of those, but look at this. I'm gonna have a lot of willow. So that's very exciting to me. So what's more exciting than willow? Asparagus. We have asparagus blooming, ready to go. We had some last night for dinner, and I think we're gonna have enough to pick and have it tonight for dinner too. So this means spring is here, okay? We're gonna be harvesting and eating asparagus. So that's a wonderful time of year.
Well, our workday's winding down here on the farm. It wasn't necessarily the glamour garden day, but it's things that needed to be done.
Yeah.
And now I think we're going to be ready for you to plant.
Yeah, as soon as it warms up the next day or two, I will be planting a ton of stuff. That's the exciting part. So, to close out this video, we're just going to leave you with some beautiful sights of early spring on the Wardenberg family farm. But thanks for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.